This is the shipwreck simulator that guys absolutely can't resist. Your task is to build mechanical devices with Lego to sink various ships on the sea. First up is a single kayak. You spend 2.5 minutes building a base with a steering mechanism that even allows for angle adjustment. After testing it without issues, you added a firepower kit. The motor drive paired with your girlfriend's rubber band allows for fully automatic loading and firing. With a large capacity, it can shoot up to 12 rounds per second. So, let's put it into action. But it seems the firepower is not enough. So, let's add another rubber band. After withstanding 12 rounds, the kayak finally stops, successfully passing the first level. Next up is a lifeboat. Since it's one size larger, your current cannon isn't effective against it. So, you need a different approach. You rethink your strategy, using a transmission chain to link to gears, and an external motor to drive a central blade, creating a small vortex underwater. The lifeboat starts to spin uncontrollably. In the end, it couldn't escape being sucked to the bottom of the sea. Next up is an even bigger fishing boat. But you're not worried at all. You simply add an extra motor to speed up the vortex. This upgrade proves highly effective. The fishing boat is quickly pulled into the strong currents. You successfully pass the third level. Next up is a gunboat. As a military-grade vessel, its tonnage and stability are much higher than the previous ones. Even if you set the power to maximum, still couldn't shake its position. Looks like a different approach is needed. You spent 2.5 hours to develop a brilliant device. If you just watch the building process, most people wouldn't be able to figure out the principle and purpose of this device until you turn on the switch and everything becomes clear. Turns out you were paying tribute to the man. Actually, this is a wave machine, using 4 wheels to continuously perform the Iron Mountain movement, creating waves on the sea surface. According to the Pythagorean theorem and the Dalian effect, the waves get bigger and bigger. Eventually, the gunboat couldn't withstand it and capsized in the gutter. However, there's always a higher mountain facing this giant carrier ship. Your wave machine couldn't create much of a ripple. The ship, with the Tyrannosaurus Rex on board, remains as stable as ever. These small waves don't matter at all. So, you borrowed some more rubber bands from your girlfriend to build a heavy-duty weapon. If you don't have a girlfriend, you can try using Tinder. Tinder can match you with local single girls right away. There are all kinds, cute, gentle, and more. You'll always find something new. This is a catapult used in ancient engineering warfare. Many years ago, they designed such projection devices that could freely adjust the parabolic trajectory to control the landing point of the stones. This was already a great piece of machinery, but sinking a carrier ship is still challenging. So, you decided to upgrade it with modern structures to further enhance its projection distance and power, and make it fully automatic. After the upgraded catapult, it can launch giant rocks to deliver a fatal blow to the target. This shot hit the small head of the T-Rex, sinking the target ship along with it. Next up is a transport freighter as large as half an aquarium. You still use the catapult to attack. However, it only managed to knock off some cargo from the ship, causing partial casualties. But it was insignificant to the entire ship. To completely sink this big guy is still far from enough. Smart as you are, you thought of another common household device. First, you built a centrifugal pump with chains and blades, then built a high scaffold on top, installed a driving motor, and connected it with a chain and the water pipe below to control its lifting angle. Let's see if this water pump can work wonders. Since the ship is already transporting large cargo, this amount of water isn't enough to lift it. It was just like giving it a bath. If one attempt fails, try again. This time you're ready for it. A large project just by looking at the framework. You build a moving track, and on it, a small crane. Using pneumatic structures linked to a shell grab, and it's a movable door crane. But with a device this size, to directly lift the ship is probably wishful thinking. It turns out you're not planning to fight head-on, but to use the crane to transport stones, constantly adding pressure to the ship, like the legend of Jingwei filling the East Sea with small rocks. Today, you can also use the crane to crush the giant ship. After 150 minutes of continuous work, the giant cargo ship finally buckled under the pressure. You successfully completed the final level of the beginner tutorial. Next, you'll face the Titanic. Find a way to sink it.